Hello, everybody. This is Soul Portal Journeys, and I'm Renee Varnador, and we are having a new moon ceremony in Virgo. So if you haven't been with me before, what I always like to do is start by singing in the archangels. A couple of those archangels we're going to talk about more deeply, Archangel Raphael and Archangel Gabriel, because they have connections to this new moon. So we're going to talk more about them. I sent off a sheet as part of the one of the things that I posted in getting people ready to come to this group was the lyrics to this song. If you don't know the song, don't have the lyrics, don't worry about it. Just face the different directions. We're going to sing in 7 directions with 7 archangels, and we're going to start with the east. So figure out where east is in your house, and then we're going to go south, west, north, and then guess what? Below, above, and the 7th one, within. So we're going to do those. We're going to bring those angels in, and I'm going to change my setting right now to, whoops, I used to be able to do it. Okay, I got a new computer. So what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to hear me when I'm singing to the south. So that's about it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start. Everybody facing east. Angel Raphael, please come. Spirits of the south, spirits, Angel Michael, please come. Spirits of the west, spirits, Angel Gabriel, please come. Spirits of the north, spirits, Archangel Uriel, please come. Spirits perspective change, Angel Raziel, please come. Gifts, Angel Hanael, please come. Okay, notice how you feel. Notice if any of those archangels came in stronger than any other. I know somebody's got a backache, and we called in Archangel Raphael first. So hopefully you got some of that Archangel Raphael healing energy coming to you. And if not, we're going to talk about him some more. So that'll be helpful. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we'll be able to make sure that we have everything we're going to need later when we go into the ceremony. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. This is cute. This is cute. I thought, oh wow, yeah, my computer should be able to do the new computer should be able to do this the same way the old computer does. I don't know why I assumed that. All right, now I get that one. not. Wow. Okay, this is really bad. Mm. Oh. Okay. Yay. All right. Raise your hand if you can see the angel card sharing. Okay, thank you guys for being patient. I might just cut out what we just went through. So I'm going to announce that we're starting again and go to what we're bringing for the ceremony. Okay, so welcome everybody to Soul Portal Journeys. I'm Renee Varnador, and we're celebrating the new moon ceremony in Virgo. And we're going to be going into a meditation where we're going into what is being conceived within us on a soul level. Some of the things we're going to need for the ceremony are your journal, a candle, oh my gosh, an aura clearing tool. So there's different options. I like an aura spray with essential oils. But if you don't have that and you have a selenite wand, that works really good too. So I'm clearing some of my stuff because I just went through tech stuff. So that always brings stuff up for me. So this is good that I have this to clear with. And make sure you have water that you can sanctify. So, and my buddy Akata is here. I'm so happy to see her. And I like to sanctify my water by putting a couple drops of Chalice Wells water in the water I'm going to drink. Chalice Wells is in Glastonbury, and it's the heart chakra of the world. So it's a very sacred space. So now I'm going to light my candle as part of my remembrance that all of us, all living entities, are sparks of the one, sparks of the divine. So there I've got this. My candle is lit, connected to my inner flame, connected to the inner flame of all of you. Okay, we're going to later in the ceremony need a long scarf. And later in the ceremony, dark chocolate is really good, or anything kind of bittersweet is good. It's just anything to put in your mouth, really, that you think would be good and ceremonial. So I'm going to get my chocolate ready right here. So I got that ready to go. I've got my water. The water is going to be part of our integration process. So when we got everything all set, I'm going to play some music so we don't really need drums and rattles today. We sang in the archangels a minute ago. So we're celebrating, yesterday was the meeting on the same zodiac degree in Virgo of the sun and the moon. So the sun's been hanging out for a while in Virgo. And this is Virgo season, if you just think about what the sun's doing. And the moon goes through all the signs every month. And the moon met the sun yesterday around 5:30. and I was taking a nap and I felt this infusion of light come in while I was asleep, and I opened my eyes and I could see this pale blue light with little white sparks in it. And so that was interesting. Then I closed my eyes again, but I feel like it was like the new moon energy coming in and saying hi. So that's always nice to see if you have an experience. If I have an experience like that, I like to check the chart and see what just happened, to check the astrology and see, hey, what's going on? So when we have a new moon, we want to embody the sun and the moon connection. And so we bring what's external, the sun and the moon, into us because we're connected. And how do we do that? How do we perceive that? We can go into our chakra system and what chakra relates to the different bodies in the sky that we're communing with. So the sun relates to the solar plexus chakra. So, and that's just above the belly button, right on the rib cage. And so I just put my hands on my solar plexus, just kind of like this. And then I connect to the sun and the light of who I am, and then I connect to the moon in the third eye chakra. I'll just kind of do this because it just feels more like I'm connecting way into the brown chakra, way into the center of the brain, where we have those amazing pineal glands that get activated. And we connect the moon, and this way of seeing, it's like a spiritual way of seeing, like our clairvoyance, connecting that Piscean moon type feeling that's also in this chart of the new moon. Right now we've got Neptune in Pisces. So we're connecting that spiritual way of seeing to our solar plexus and the sun within us, which is our individual nature here on the earth, here now. So if anybody just kind of wants to, as part of what we do when we start moving around and integrating, one of the things that you can think about is integrating that sun and moon when we get to that part. Anybody have a question about this? If you do, just kind of let me know, or unmute and let me know that you want to say something. And let's keep going. Somebody said something in the chat. Okay. Here we go. So this is the chart of yesterday's event when the moon and the sun were on the exact same degree, 21 degrees, 58 minutes of Virgo. And since we only go up to 59 degrees, we might as well say this was 22 degrees. And this was a beautiful new moon for me because my natal Venus is on 22 degrees Virgo. So this new moon hit my Venus. And so if you have something at 21, 22 degrees in your chart, then this energy was particularly potent for you. I think that's probably why I felt it happen, because I had something in my chart connected to it. And it's this one right here, Venus. So you can see this is a glyph for the sun. This is a glyph for the moon. This is for Venus. And Venus got to go through this new moon with Juno. And Juno is an asteroid goddess. And she deals with relationships. And Venus is all about relationships. So we have Venus, the planet, and Juno, who have all of this beautiful feminine energy. And for me, in Rosarita Beach or San Diego, all of this was happening with Pisces in the first house. So it'd be, depending on where you are, this new moon happened in a different house. So I'm really not going to go into the houses, but this was just kind of interesting to me that we had the little Venus and Juno coming together. And so if you've been thinking about your relationships, that would make sense in this energy. Now, usually on full moons, we talk about polarities and opposites and the tensions of opposites. So I'm always like wondering, why am I thinking about these strong dualities between practicality and everyday, coming into the here and now, being on Earth, and this huge oceanic, dreamy, watery, spiritual realm that I'm also in at the exact same time. And that's because we've got this right here, the sun and moon in Virgo, which is very practical, very down to earth, very, okay, this is how we're going to do it. Getting that attention to detail in the physical world, bringing it into manifestation, and boom, this line is going to Neptune. This is the little glyph for Neptune. So there's this tension between the practical and the spiritual. Now, I spent a huge amount of my life denying pleasure, denying the physical, not learning how to do anything, not being able to drive, not being able to cook without burning things or getting into car accidents, and just being all up here with my spiritual life that I could not communicate to anybody because it was all up here and none of it was manifesting, which is Virgo. Plus, we got to watch out. I have powerful Neptune in my chart. I don't, you may have powerful Neptune too, but there's this huge delusion that happens at the lower vibrations of Neptune. And so this amazing, beautiful energy of Virgo is the energy of discernment. So bringing in discernment to this dreamy spiritual Neptune in Pisces is an invitation that's open for us right now to work with this energy. How do I bring this thing that I can barely glimpse and I just kind of feel into sometimes into this practical world? How can I bring really what my soul is learning into a baby steps, into a practicality that might make sense for somebody else? Does anybody have a comment on this? If you do, go ahead and unmute. Otherwise, we'll just keep going. So let's see. So this is our Virgo new moon work. We're going to release. We're going to step into discernment. We're looking at trying to find the balance point on this axis. And it's kind of interesting because the symbol for oppositions is this little infinity sign. And I learned in Healing Touch, this is how you have your hands go in little infinity signs, little figure eights. And what you do is you heal a wound. And so I think it's interesting when you go to astrology that when you have these lines of tension, you can go in, they've got the little infinity symbol in there where it is the point, the center point between the two polarities, between being totally in the world and totally being in spirit. How do you come into balance for that? So as we're moving to the song in a few minutes, that's one of the things we can work on. So when I say move in figure eights, that's what I mean. We're coming into the center point. We're coming into the balance point of the polarity. And that's part of where the healing comes in. Now that sounds like, to my ego brain, that sounds really difficult, which is why I'm going to talk about the archangels at this point. So we've got some archangels. If you notice, for the long time, I've been talking about Saturn on Fomalhaut. So Saturn's just about to leave. Saturn is going this way, and Fomalhaut's pretty much staying where he is. But Fomalhaut is the royal star of Archangel Gabriel, the archangel of messages. And I already feel Archangel Gabriel when we sang her in. I already feel her with a pen in my hand. She's ready to write. She's ready to tell me something. So she's a messenger angel. Sometimes that comes out in speaking or teaching. Sometimes that comes out in writing. So but she can help us integrate that energy, and so can the Archangel of Healing. So this is like the new moon energy that got set up yesterday. So this is a chart of yesterday Pacific time at 5:38. We go to today, right now, 4 minutes ago at 12:21, Mercury was in retrograde. How do we know he was in retrograde? Well, there he is, red right there. That's the little glyph for Mercury. Mercury's in Virgo also, and Mercury is a planet of communication. So being helped again by Fomalhaut and Saturn, so Mercury and Saturn, and being able to communicate, how can we responsibly bring this soul energy into practicality? So Mercury is right there. And if we look at 12:21, we see little Mercury. Right now, the ascendant moved. We see a little Mercury up here conjunct this Lilith, which is a planet of karma. So we can clear some karma if we get clear on it. So we're going to do some journaling, and Mercury can help us in being able to communicate that. Looking at Lilith, which is right conjunct this wonderful star Regulus, which is a royal star that relates to Archangel Raphael. And if you notice, Archangel Raphael is a powerful archangel of healing. And this archangel is typified in the archetypal patterns of the major arcana in the tarot. And this is the Archangel Tarot by Bradley Valentine. And it is the Lover's card. And the Lover's card has to do with the balance of the divine, the feminine and the masculine, and the divine feminine and the divine masculine. So you've got 4 quadrants, 4 ways of being masculine, feminine, divine, masculine, divine, feminine. And again, we have quadrants where we can work with the infinity sign to bring those 4 different things together in an integration. So calling in Archangel Raphael, calling in Archangel Gabriel, who's also depicted in this Angel Tarot deck as the archetype of the Empress, which is very pleasure garden Empress, in my sovereignty, Archangel Gabriel, and the other Archangel Gabriel, which is more, oh my gosh, there's an awakening. And so usually if we're looking at big changes, sudden changes and awakenings, we're looking at Archangel, we're looking at the planet Uranus. But we're also can be looking at, okay, so what, when big change hits, it's Archangel Gabriel and connecting to Archangel Gabriel's message that can help us figure out, okay, what am I learning here? What's happening? What's the learning in this situation that I'm going through? Thank you for telling. Okay, Archangel Gabriel tells me I have to pick up my pen and write it out. She's not going to just tell me and I'm just like going to magically know. Okay, I'm going to write it all out. I'm going to see what happens. So we can figure out, oh, that's why I went through that. Oh, that's why that relationship came into my life and then left. Oh, I get it now. Oh, that's why I was at that job. And oh, I could have left earlier, but okay, whatever. And you just kind of figure Archangel Gabriel is one of the archangels' energies that helps you figure out, gives you messages on what the heck's going on with our awakenings. So one of the things that I do for clients in my practice is we really look at galactic astrology and we look at those moments of spiritual awakening, and we compare your chart and the chart of the transit if you have the date of an awakening that you experience, and you can look for all kinds of different things that you triggered that event, and then you can see the archetypal patterns that were involved, and then you understand on a deeper level, what was going on, what's unfolding, what you're being invited to now. I had an opening 5 years ago that I'm only now being able to see. Oh, okay, well, it's a good thing I'm going to go and to Arthur Finley next month and develop some trance mediumship skills, because that's really what that opening was inviting me into. But I had to clear a lot of other stuff first before I could actually do it. But that's what I'm going to be doing next month, which is why we're not going to be having a new moon ceremony next month. I'm going to be doing that instead. So we also have this little trans-Neptunian planet called Gong Gong, who is a wizard, and he's really a powerful empath. And I just felt this, sometimes I still have some little about the way I was raised with my mom, but he gave me this really hit of empathy when being conjunct right now to Fomalhaut, realizing how separated my mom was from herself early on in her life. And only later in her life did she become this amazing, radiant person that everybody knew and loved. So it's just like forgiving the fact that I saw this amazing person before they were amazing. And I got to see the whole process. So it was kind of a really special gift. So Gong Gong gave me some empathy from my mom there, and that's good. That clears more. And then I get to forgive myself for even holding a resentment against, my amazing mother. So Saturn is the planet of responsibility. And we talked about how Archangel Gabriel is connected to Saturn in this new moon. We talked about Lilith. And we have been talking, the last month, we talked a lot about Venus's and her phase changes. And she just went through a whole inception and gestation and birth and emergence. And now she's at fullness. So she's been at fullness for a while. And she's going to go into the surrender and discovery phase while I'm in the UK. So right now we're feeling Venus in her fullness as morning star. So we'll be able, if we go out and look in the eastern horizon in the morning, we can see Venus just before the sunrise. And Brenda is nodding her head, so Brenda's done that. So what you're looking at, Brenda, is Venus in her fullness. So that's going on. We're about to go into the music movement phase here. And before we do, I just want to make you aware that we're going to transition right into the meditation. So we're going to sit down, and then I'm going to lead an Eye of the Heart meditation. So I just wanted you to be aware. This is, again, and you take those figure eights, you've got this one point at the center. And if you open it up a little bit, what you've got is the Vesica Pisces. And so when we go into the Eye of the Heart, we're going into that point. We're expanding that point where we are emptiness and fullness all at the same time, where we are oneness while living on earth in duality at the same time. So that's the space we're opening to help us release this stuff and this tension that we've been talking about, where we ask our archangel energy to come in and help us clear. And so we're going to be leading that. So I just wanted you guys to have that graphic when I start talking about this is where we stand at the first breath. We go with 3 breaths and we go further and further into the center point within our own being in order to fully see what is unfolding for us on a soul level. And we might just see a color, we might see a word, we might feel a sensation, and we might not have a whole movie of what's going on. We just might have a little inkling, and we're like, those are the kinds of insights and transformations that can fly away from us and disappear. So we're going to take a moment to journal, which is grounding. And then we're going to take a moment to ask about what baby step in a practical way, Virgo, to bring into practicality this this new whatever is coming through in this Virgo new moon energy, what is coming through for you in your life, which is going to be different from everybody. I don't think any of the rest of you are going off to Arthur Findlay College to study trance mediumship. So it's going to show up differently for you. So, and however it shows up is good. So we've got here, we're ready to go. I'm going to stop sharing this and turn on the music. Any questions before we start? Okay, so this is when we grab our long scarf. This is where we can see the polarities. We can see one side and then the other side. And we can feel the length of us in terms of that polarity of the sky and the earth and the ground. And then we can also feel this sense of doing figure eights with our hands, doing figure eights with our scarf, and doing figure eights with our hips. And what we're doing, we just go with it. That's kind of why we're doing it, but whatever comes up for you is good. Okay, so we're going to slowly come back to seated and pick up our journal and write about anything. We're going to start the meditation now first, though. So make sure you have your journal next to you so that when we come out of the meditation, it's right there.
Is the meditation?
So have your feet on the ground. Just feel this beautiful earth energy, this Virgo earth energy, this practical Virgo with the gift of discernment. And we're looking for what the most important thing I need to know about what's unfolding, what's new, what's being conceived for me right now. But feel that earth energy, feel the bottoms of your feet connect 2 feet below the earth to the earth star chakra. Our connection here now, we all belong here now. Bring that earth energy up to your feet, up your legs, and to your root chakra. Feeling that sense of belonging here on the earth. Take that earth energy up into the sacral chakra. Feeling this beautiful emotional release and clearing of anything that needs to go, so that what is being conceived can be more clearly seen. Anything old, any old beliefs stopping you? Like, for instance, oh, my body's, I'm in so much pain, my body needs this and that. We know that the body knows how to feel, heal. Move that earth energy up to the solar plexus chakra, where Archangel Uriel and the sun, you can feel the light and the yellow sun of the solar plexus chakra. This is your will. This is your personal individuation and your power that feeds into the chakra above it, bringing that earth energy now into the heart chakra. Knowing that the power of our intention is for us to connect our power to the love that is within our heart, this beautiful transmutational heart chakra, full of this beautifully unconditionally loving energy. And we are inviting Archangel Gabriel, who can be with us on the journey. She can help us with this whole journey of the lower chakras until we get to this beautiful heart energy. Archangel Haniel can help us connect. We're going to bring this earth energy up to the throat chakra. We're going to bring it up to the third eye chakra with the moon, bringing in the moon and the light of the moon shining down into our heart chakra. Bringing up the earth energy to our crown chakra, which is opening so that we can feel the energies of the moon, the sun, the star Fomalhaut, the star Regulus, and the star Arcturus, who is opposite the nodes right now, and Eris. And that is this beautiful, unconditionally loving, pure heart energy, bringing that beautiful, pure heart energy into our heart space, feeling it mix with the earth energy here now. And we take our first intentional breath into the eye of the heart, into the center of us, that center of that infinity, that center of the Vesica Pisces. And we feel this energy here within our heart. And we take the second intentional breath as we feel this golden light around this center that we feel within us, within the center of our heart, feeling this golden light, like a golden halo, like Archangel Gabriel, like the Our Lady of Guadalupe. And we feel the golden energy come in and light up our heart so that we can see the eye of the heart within this center, this soul space within us. On the third breath, we can feel this energy in whatever way it comes. And we ask the question, the new moon question, what is being conceived on a soul level? What is being conceived? And we can keep asking that as we are feeling this energy within each one of us that connects us to all of us, that connects us to the one. What is being conceived? Now, when you are ready, it is time to pick up our journal and write down anything that came to you, whether it was an image, a word, a color, a feeling. So in your journal, as you're holding this beautiful soul energy being conceived within you, write about what practical baby step, what Virgo getting into the practical world, how can we take action? What's one idea to take action? What are you going to do now in your daily earth life to bring in, explore and experiment with and express this new moon soul energy coming in, being conceived within you? So we're writing down a baby step, a practical baby step. And we're going to, once we have that, we're going to figure out how to state that as an intention. And when everybody has their intention, we're going to finish the rest of the ceremony. So if you have your intention, you just take your baby step. Like for instance, mine, my baby step is to rest and into this beautiful Arcturian energy that's sparked right now with the North Node on it and Eris. Eris is going to be on it for a while. The North Node's going to move off it pretty soon. But while this energy got sparked by the new moon, I'm going to be spending time nurturing and resting and meditating and journaling with this Arcturian energy. So that's my intention that I'm going to take when we embody our intentions by drinking our sacred water in a moment. So when you feel like you have your sacred intention, you can go ahead and look up. And then what we're going to do is we have our sanctified water. We have our new baby step, our taking into action in the physical world. What is it? Okay, so I'm thinking now, as I am thinking about my intention, I drink the water and feel the water run all the way through me. So now I'm going to ask for help, and for me, Archangel Gabriel volunteered to help me in her Empress form. Whoever, whatever, Ascended Master, Star, Archangel, whoever, Divine Source, maybe you want to go direct. So you're asking for help to bring this in. And you can take your piece of chocolate or whatever you have, And you're going to be, as you eat this chocolate, you're asking and requesting for help with the intention that you set. And now we're at the point where we can share anything that we want to share, but we are out of time. So if we're at 1 o'clock, we usually only spend an hour. We got started late. If anybody wants to leave early, they can. It's 1 o'clock Pacific time. We've been here for an hour. So I understand if you have to go, but if you want to share, go ahead and unmute. Tamara, did you want to share anything that you experienced?
Thank you so much, Renee. That was really beautiful.
Uh-oh, I'm not hearing. Maybe I'm just not hearing anybody. This is bad. Okay.
I'll try again. No.
Uh-oh, this is bad. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with my computer that I can't hear you guys. Shoot, this is bad. I'm looking at
How about
participants.
now?
Okay, if anybody wants to write anything in the chat, then anything that you experienced during this process, go ahead and write in the chat anything you want to share with the group. I'm sorry that I didn't get this figured out. I thought, silly me, I thought new computer would act just like the old one. You guys can hear each other? I just can't hear you. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
man. Okay, well,
I'll
then go
say
ahead and share. Maybe I'll watch the recording and I'll be able to hear what you guys are sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, Tamara, why don't you go ahead and share?
All right. What came through is I'm working on some creative projects that I had in my mind, and one affirmation that came through in the meditation was go ahead and write the book, but simplify it. And then I'm making some magnets to share with people, and they were giving me ideas about what to put on the magnets. And then my mantra became, I invite play into my day so that I show others the way to joyfully shine.
That is beautiful. Thank you. Does anybody else have anything to share?
Okay, thank you, Carrie, for responding to Tamara for me. And would you like to share what you experienced?
Yes, I would. Yes, I had a really interesting experience, and what was being conceived was becoming my whole complete self. And the baby step was, of course, moving integration into my daily practice, so integrating all the parts of me. And during the meditation, I had this huge bolt of energy when you mentioned Lilith, Regulus, and Arcturus, and all of these connections between all of these celestial bodies. I have a grandfather named Arcturus, and all of a sudden, I felt like the gift that I got from this was a universal sail, sort of a sail that was created out in the universe to help me move forward. And who is going to help me with this is my grandfather Arcturus. So this was really good.
Thank you, Carrie. I could tell that something was opening as you were talking. I could see that. If anybody else wants to share, go ahead. Otherwise, we're going to sing ourselves out. Unmute if you wanted to say something before we sing out. Okay, so we always have a song at the end. So let's see if it will come in now. And oh, so this is what we just did. No new moon ceremony for October. I'm going to be in the UK in an intense time. Watch your email because I'm going to start offering galactic astrology sessions to people at a discount if you're on my subscriber email list. But here is our song. We are a circle of love. So here we go. In this circle of love, in this circle of peace, in this circle of love, in this circle of peace, I feel our unity, love, sweet security. I feel our unity, love, sweet security in this circle of love, in this circle of peace. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that was healing, Marilyn. Thank you, Carrie.
Yes, I wish you could hear me. It was good.
Thank you. Bye-bye.